That was great. Is Cliff available, please?
Yes, he's right next to me, and I've got Wayne as well, who's the licensed pestie. So I'm just going to shoot.
Hi.
Good afternoon to you both. I'll just
how are we?
welcome you here. We've got probably got a few minutes now for a brief discussion around the benefits that you get from being involved in the work that's being done with the Northern Biosecurity Group, and then we'll have a little bit of time for some questions at the end. So we've got about 9 minutes left to go of this webinar. So if you, four minutes or so, that'd be great.
I'll be very quick.
Thank you.
I'm the first one to mention sheep. So we predominantly are sheep producers. We do grow crops as well, but we're ram breeders and we sell rams in the northern ag zone of Western Australia. We came up here a few years ago and didn't realise we'd purchased a piggery as well when we bought the farm. It's been a very heavy cost refencing the whole property to keep the pigs out. We're it's complicated that we have a nature reserve, government owned, surrounding us on three sides, which harbours the pigs and mostly. In fact, Peter Adams, some of you know him, was able to measure some, calculate the number of pigs around. I think we had something like 400 on the farm when we first started. So because the NBG is allowed people to focus their effort, if you like, on jointly trapping, jointly baiting, that's been a huge advantage, and I think we're seeing much reduced numbers of pigs. Occasionally we get a cyclone Saroja come through, or heavy rain events, and that can compromise assets like fencing, but generally we're still able to keep the pigs out, but they're always putting pressure on us, and it's important for us that we keep them out, not for the new threat of FMD, but also just our management of our sheep. It's important that we don't get mobs boxed up with other mobs, because that's how we collect our data on our breeding values for our sheep. It's very important that we don't have pigs disrupting mobs or damaging fences and losing lambs and ewes from the mob they're supposed to be in. So anyway, all I can do is say that the MBG has been a fabulous asset in helping, if you like, galvanise our local, all our neighbours together to do things jointly, and with the assistance of Marika and her team, that's has been very valuable. I think that's probably wraps up the advantages I see of the group anyway.
Do we have a little bit of time for Wayne to just say how he goes about talking to landholders in his trapping program?
Just a couple of minutes, Marika, and then we'll need to wrap. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Heather. Yeah, just touching on relationship with landowners, it's from my side of the fence, it's very important to gain their trust. And I also, when I do speak with them, is the commitment I give towards my trapping program, I need that in return. As far as engagement goes, we've had some success in the past, but it has come unstuck at times, which was made mention. Farmers have other things to do on the farm, and their time is valuable. So for me, it's quite simple. I do what I've got to do, but that engagement is very hard to get sometimes. I could only think of 2 farmers off the top of my head that come to mind that have given a 110% effort, but still it doesn't help me. There is still those little hiccups, and they might be going away there at the end of harvest or start of seeding or whatever it might be. Their time is precious. But apart from that, my things here have gone quite well. We generally, the Northern Biosecurity Group as a whole, work together, and we build on those relationships with the owners, so that generally they don't always have to contact Marika at the MBG. They can ring me personally, and I'll go out to the site and I'll liaise with them. They show me where the problem is, and then I'll work on that. Our aerial shooting program is fantastic. we get a lot of feedback, and it's all positive feedback for the numbers, but keeping in mind that some of the areas that we hit are quite populated areas, and we don't want to lose that travel time in between going to smaller places. So we hit the main areas, and it's been very successful, and alongside working with Department of Primary Industries, i.e. Peter Adams. So I think, and getting better, and the number one question, are we reducing the numbers? Well, yes, we are reducing the numbers. You can't take that amount of pigs out of the population and not have a result. So, and I suppose the other thing that comes to mind is when that engagement thing with farmers. I often get phone calls. We have hundreds of pigs here. Okay, have you monitored them? No, but there's tracks everywhere. But the tracks are irrelevant. 10 pigs in and out twice a day on a sandplain country looks like hundreds, but it's not. Okay, so it's my job to go out and monitor those areas, and proofs in the pudding when we get on the camera. The best tool a farmer can have is a trail camera, and if he becomes his best friend. I'll sort of, we've probably run out of time, we'll be going forever. But I'd like to thank all you viewers, because it looks like we've got quite a few people online, and keep the questions coming, because there's a few there. Yeah, I'll say a few things about them, but anyway, thank you very much, Heather.
Thank you very much.